Portland Timbers regroup at the training facility in Beaverton, Oregon, and Timbers head coach Phil Neville spoke to media after practice.
I'm sick of playing Vancouver at this moment in time, and that's one. The no excuses again. I think we reviewed the game all over again. I don't think our minds change in terms of the refereeing decisions, in terms of how we believe, but I still think that the goals we give away were nothing to do with going down to 10 men. Some of the things that we did was nothing to do with going down to 10 men.
The highlight of the game on Sunday from a Timbers perspective was getting to see the initial actions of new DP signing David Costa when he entered the pitch at halftime. Phil Neville has already said that Costa will start on Saturday at home versus Austin, and I guess Sunday was one of the only games we'll ever see Costa not start in, but now it's a matter of Costa getting used to his new Timber teammates and the Timbers attackers getting used to his style of play.
I think, you saw when he came on how he all of a sudden other players started to feel good about themselves just with his class on the ball. So I think it doesn't take too long to do that. We're going to have to help him a lot. He's a young player that's never been away from France, so there is a period where we're just going to have to trust him. We're going to build a team around him. We trust him, we believe in him, we feel as if he's got lots of ability, and we're massively excited about him being at this football club, and we're going to be patient with everything that we see, but what we see an incredibly talented player.
Like Costa, somebody who will likely be thrust into the starting lineup yet again is Surman. Last Sunday was just his first ever home start at Providence Park and only his third ever game as a Portland Timber since joining from Wellington Phoenix in the A-League last summer. He will be one of the first names on the team sheet despite missing most of preseason.
You missed a lot of preseason through injury. How do you feel your stamina was in that game?
I felt pretty good, to be honest. I only played 30 minutes against Charlotte, so I've not come in with full fitness playing 90 throughout preseason, but I felt pretty good, to be honest. When the red card comes, you kind of think to yourself, I might have to look after myself a little bit more and make sure my positioning is really good. Your team tries to slow the game down a bit. So yeah, I felt pretty good, and I'm ready to go again.
Surman started on the right of a back three versus Vancouver. Will that be the case formationally yet again? David Costa was signed to play the number 10 slot. Head coach Phil Neville and GM Ned Grabovoy have both mentioned in the past this is a roster built for the 4-2-3-1. But one of the biggest storylines to date is the Timbers playing a three at the back formation all throughout preseason and lined up that way for the first 10 minutes before the Kamal Miller red card against Vancouver. What system will it be against Austin?
Well, I think that's the decision we've got to make this week, and it'll be based purely on the availability of the players that we have available. Like I say, we'll have David Costa training with us all week this week, which is really good. The game on Saturday, even though it was disappointing, there was a group of players that came out of that game working really hard. So that will stand them in good stead this week going into the next game, and we'll formulate our system and our tactics going into the game, but we're going to make sure we keep it really simple.
So if the decision is based on player availability, let's run through the injuries, and unfortunately there is a handful of them.
Yeah, I mean, it's not great for him. He's going to probably keep him out for another 2 or 3 games probably. So obviously we're missing Kamal at the weekend against Austin. Asante's 3 or 4 weeks away. Yeah.
Juan is closer, right?
Juan, yeah, he's training, but like I say, I think 10 weeks off. Only trained 4 or 5 days in pre-season. You're talking maybe another 6 weeks until we see the best of Juan Mosquera, and there's this thirst and this acceleration to get players back. But I think we were talking today that Santi Moreno's not played, I don't think, a full game since LA Galaxy at home when we won 4-2. That's 3.5 months ago. So you don't just come back in and turn the tap on and think it's going to be perfect straight away. We're going to have to take the long-term approach with these players coming back from injuries. We're going to make sure that when they go in, they're fit to play.
Neville didn't mention it at today's media, but Jonathan Rodriguez will likely miss out this weekend versus Austin as well, dealing with a knee injury that he's been battling all throughout preseason. Hopefully we see Jonathan Rodriguez in due time, the top goal scorer for the Portland Timbers last year. If you want more Timbers coverage and more in-depth analysis, be sure to check out my podcast, The Timber Review. I do it with OneFootball's Adam Booker. But for more media coverage, I'm going to be there on Thursday as well, and we'll have exclusive interviews with Phil Neville and likely, fingers crossed, new Timbers rookie Ian Smith. I'll talk to you then.